Hi everybody, in this video, I'm going to explain to you how Strat ERP onboards its contract service providers. So let's get started. Okay, so here we can see the slide deck that we're going to run through. We have 8 different slides, so talk a little bit about setting up your file, whether or not you get a US phone number, that's more for the offshore folks. Then Panamera setup, Microsoft, then there's supplier payment, so you have to get you paid. Then we have a training plan creation. It's not for everybody, but if you want to build your skills, then you will take, we want to create some kind of training plan so we know how to support you in whatever training effort you're going to take. And then we have a new resource orientation to get everything kicked off and then set you up with some pretty cool technology. So with that, let's go ahead and go to slide 1. So first we're going to set up some personnel files. If you think about it, we're going to have a resume for you. We're going to have some contracts, and then we have some government docs, W8, W9. And then we have a personal information sheet just in case something happens. And then we have a picture for you. That's just some of the information. We set it up for everybody. And then you see here consulting and operations, but those can also be varied by role type. It's just how we, again, see the different contract service providers. Next up, if you are out of the US, we'll set up a US phone number for you. It just makes it easier for the projects for our clients to reach you. Then third, we're going to enable any required courses within Panamera. So Panamera is a third-party application that we contract with to help us provide and then oftentimes pay for labor or contract service providers. So this is where we can get in and get you set up with some different courses that will help you in the future. Next is obviously Microsoft. So we need a way to reach you for Teams, for email, that isn't necessarily a client and that isn't your Gmail account. As a contractor, we need to give you something in our infrastructure. And then there's also some residual documentation like these videos that we want to share with you, and we need to have the infrastructure, the soft infrastructure to do that. And we'll do that by setting up a Microsoft account. Next up, supplier payment setup. So we have applications inside the firm, and we need to get your payment information, ACH, so that we can pay you. If you're offshore, then we're going to end up paying Panamera, but they're going to need to have that same information, or we're going to have to give it to them so they know how to distribute the payment to you. 6, training plan creation. So like we said, not everybody, but sometimes you'll want to have some beginner or background training. You'll want to do some application or end user training. You may want to get some implementation training for learning or how to configure or how to implement applications. Then sometimes there's what I'll call administrator training. So if you want to learn more about workflow or OTBI, these aren't config tools and they're not really development tools. They could be more administrator tools, and so we can set you up with that as well. And then lastly, some of the people want to build their brand and they want to expand and create their own content. And so we have an entire content creator school that will show you the different styles of video we create, the tool set that we use, the process that we use to shoot the raw and then edit that and then produce the final, where we load it, where we stream it. And so that's what Content Creator School it does. It just teaches you how to leverage our infrastructure to build your brand. And slide 7, new provider orientation. So this is just where we've started down this whole process, and we want to kick off some level of orientation so that we can, now that we've got you under contract, we've got the infrastructure around, let's have an orientation to tell you about all the things that you've got. And then lastly, there's some laptop setup and shipping, and these are probably a little bit reversed, right? You would have that, ideally have that laptop, and that's where we would work with you to show you about the technology that we use. We use particular MacBook technology. We also use the iPhone, which you can see here. It's just a wholly different level in terms of the quality of content that you can create. And so we have that thread, if you will, running through all of our internal technology. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about how we onboard our contract service providers. Thanks for watching.